What's up, man? I was trying out something new there. How are you?
Dude, that looked great.
Thanks, man. So you're telling me about your birthday. How was your birthday?
It was great. Yeah, it was great.
How old are you?
38,
Whoa, getting up there.
dude, dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm knocking on 40.
yeah. I turned 40 this year.
Did you?
Yeah, man. Start to think about things at 40. I feel like
You got to think that, like, man, you're halfway done, brother.
halfway done. Yeah, thank you. Done. Halfway done. Right.
Oh
Um.
man.
Well, the much anticipated September market update is here. So that's what we're doing today, going over these numbers and with those investors that we talked to on Tuesday night that we told them to be prepared for this episode today. We better make it real good.
Talk about that. That was a great event.
It was,
So
man. I
met
enjoyed
some
it.
met some
Yeah, I enjoyed
really
it a lot.
really good people.
Yeah, I had a good time. I reached back out to the organizer there and thanked him again for inviting us. And he said we can come back anytime we want. So we definitely should do that again. That was a lot of fun.
It
Um,
was
and Pete Youngs will probably watch this video. So thank you, Pete, for inviting us to your investor meetup, investor group. That was very informative. Met a lot of people, a lot of investors who have a lot of experience in um, different forms of real estate investing. Some wholesalers, some flippers, some buy and hold uh, guys, some people that are in apartment syndication and those kind of things. So it was good.
really good.
Really, really good. How is how's the mortgage world this week?
Decent. I mean, nothing. Definitely not lighting the world on fire this week. Couple inspection issues on a couple contracts that are trying to get worked out. Um, so just the normal wave. To be honest with you, rates are. I mean, they're actually holding steady this week. So
Cool. At what? Where are they at?
we're definitely we're definitely mid high fives.
Yeah. Um, I remembered something. We talked about VA loans last week, and I remembered one thing um, that we didn't. We talked about a lot of the benefits last week of VA loans. Um, or was that week before? That was week before last. Sorry, week
Was
before
it?
last. Or was it? I don't. Yeah, we talked about a lot of the benefits of VA loans, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about in that episode that we touched on a little bit was sellers and like what to expect from a VA loan. And one of the things that I remembered this week, because I have a seller under contract with a VA loan, is every VA loan requires a termite letter
Yeah, they do.
from the seller. So that is definitely something to keep in mind, and something that I'm going to include in my notes in the future. Um, is making sure that the seller, because that can catch you off guard. And you should have a termite bond on your home. Everybody should have a termite bond on their home in Georgia. Just putting that out there. If you live in a single family home, you should have a termite bond. But if you don't have a termite bond on your house, when it comes to getting that termite letter, it can get expensive. So be prepared for that. If you're going to go with a VA loan, you're going to have to get a termite letter. It'll be easy if you have a termite bond, $50. I'll come out and write one for you. But
Yep.
if you don't have a termite bond, they may make you pay for some extra treatment, and it could cost you a few $100s to get that letter. So anyway, just that happened. That actually happened
And
yesterday.
another thing about VA, well, on some of the parts of Georgia where I lend money, you know, if the house is on a well, well, you need a water, you have to have a water test done.
Yeah.
If it's on a well and septic, you have to know the distance between the well and the septic. It has to be a certain distance. So there's, definitely some property stuff that, I mean, that's not just VA, that's VA, FHA, and USDA. All the
Hmm.
government loans require that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely good to know. Gabrielle talked about those kind of things yesterday as far as the contract and the listing go. Um, that if you don't disclose that property is on septic rather than public, you may end up having to pay to get it connected during the contract if that's not disclosed. So speaking of thanking people, thanks to Gabrielle Espy, who's an
She
attorney.
crushed it.
Yeah, she did. She really did. She's an attorney specializing in real estate and deed disputes. She does a lot with land deals and new construction and things. And she came to the investor group with us, Real Estate Investor Association group with us, and talked about those kind of things, contract disputes, and a lot of different things that those guys asked her about. That, man, she had answers for everything. So
She did.
thanks to Gabrielle Espy. If you are in a real estate deal and something's going sideways and you need you need an attorney for that, highly recommend Gabrielle to help you out with that. So
For sure.
yeah. All right. Well, let's dive right in. We're 7 minutes into this show now. Let's dive right in. I've got the information, the charts for this week. So I'm going to go. We'll start.
Is this all of FMLS?
Yeah. So
Okay,
that was the
okay.
question. That was a question they asked last night, or at that meetup on Tuesday. Is it all of Georgia? It's not all of Georgia. It's the FMLS. So FMLS is First Multiple Listing Service. So we get data. Anybody who's listing a house in Atlanta, if you're a realtor and you're listing a house in Atlanta or Cobb County, Fulton County, DeKalb County, Gwinnett County, you're going to want to list Cherokee County as well. You're going to want to list on the FMLS because it's the biggest one. It costs a little bit more to list on the FMLS. So some agents in rural counties that aren't maybe not a member of a realtor association, they may just use Georgia MLS or one of the other multiple listing services. So we're not getting data from some of the stuff out in rural counties, but we're getting a lot of data from, like I said, Cobb County, Fulton County, DeKalb, Cherokee, Gwinnett, Clayton County. What's the Fayette County? We're getting a lot of that data. So that's what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So sale price in August went down for the second month in a row. So from June through August, we went from 400 as the median sale price down to 380. So we've gone down $10,000 a month in median sale price 2 months in a row. If we look back to a year ago, the same thing happened from June to August in 2021. So even though 2021 was a huge year, and I mean, we had record number sales, record number sale price, appreciation, all of that. Even though all that was going on last year, we still had a decrease in sale price. Not as drastic as it has been, but from June to August in 2021, we also saw a reduction 2 months in a row. So we can look back at 2020. It actually increased in 2020. What was 2019? Yeah, went down in 2019 for those 2 months. So it seems like, other than 2020, this June to August decrease in sale price is kind of like a reset in the market going into fall. We've got less homes on the market. Things may be sitting a little bit longer. All right, new listings. So reduction in new listings from June, July, and then once again here. Pending sales stayed flat from July to August, which is cool. Closed sales dropped off slightly. So we definitely took a big drop from June to July, and then a little bit slighter drop from July to August.
About 500.
Yeah. Days on market went up. I mean, it went up from July to August. Days on market went up from 7 average days on market to 11. That is a pretty big increase. 4 additional days on market average. It's a pretty big increase. Months of supply. Here's the big one, and it stayed the same. So this is the number, right? This is the number that we always look at, and we're like, this kind of tells us where the market is, because we, how many homes are on the market, the months of supply on the market. the supply is gonna dictate demand. It stayed exactly the same from July to August. Are you surprised?
I was a little bit, but then I guess after I said, "Dang," I guess if um,
There's less
there's
listings,
less listings, then that
right?
probably makes sense, right?
Yeah. But that stayed the same. Um, what was there was another one that let's see. Closed sales, days on market. Um, yeah, so yeah, we already talked about that going down. Shows to pending stayed the same also. Um, homes for sale stayed right the same, just along with months of supply and new listings went down. Um, golly, when I was looking at that earlier, I mean, when you see like the sale price drop like that, it's like, um, man, we really are like, not really are, but it seems like maybe we're going in the wrong direction and we're starting to really see that. But if you look back previous years, that same thing has happened from June, July, August. So we've got to keep watching it just to see. But median sale price is down. So um, and there's we still got low supply, but there's you know days on market is going up a little bit. So right now in the market, things are still in the seller's favor overall. We're still in a seller's market because of how short supply is, but buyers are definitely having an easier time getting things under contract. Like you said, I mean, homes are homes are going under contract now.
Yeah, I
Buyers
mean,
are submitting.
you can actually, like, go home and think about it if you
Yeah,
wanna buy the home or not.
yeah,
You're not, like, writing an offer in the driveway.
yeah, exactly. Um, that this always happens to me as soon as I'm looking at it and I think it's see something and a thought comes to my mind that I want to bring up when we get on, and then as soon as we get on I forget what it was I was going to say. Um, but yeah, the the interesting thing about this as we're watching it, like I said in a previous episode, is we're actually able to see things changing now, right? The one thing that I thought was going to change that didn't was the months of supply. Um, I think one of the reasons why that months of supply didn't change is because we're going into the fall and we just normally have less homes coming on the market in the fall, um, as people get ready for the holidays. Um, I think this year is going to be different than other years in that regard, because we're still seeing homes sitting on the market a little bit longer. So inventory should creep up a little bit more in the fall. The pace should be a little bit more than in years past, but um, in the fall, that's just going to be the case. You're just going to have less homes on the market than in the spring, typically.
Yep.
Dollar volume.
And I know I've said this before, but usually, I mean, the 4th quarter is always really busy for me, so we'll see how this year pans out.
Yeah,
Maybe people are, there. I know some people that are definitely on the sidelines. They're just really trying to figure out life. Like, what is going on here? Like, are they going to see like how this midterm election plays into the factor in November? Because you really got to think that we're 11 weeks away from Thanksgiving.
right.
And then that holiday season starts until, of course, New Year's. So, um, I don't know. I don't know what, but that was definitely surprising about the listing number.
Yeah, this is an interesting one too that we don't I don't really bring up a lot, but percent of list price. So in June, July last year, which is probably the peak of the market, this is median. We were at 1.1% of list price, so that was across the market. Even though like a lot of what we heard and a lot of what we talked about was everything going so far over list price. This is, well, actually, let's switch that over to average. Yeah, it's the same. 1. you know, 101.5% of list price in June of 2021, which a lot of people would say was like the peak of the market when everything was just going crazy in the middle of the summer last year. And even right now, um, we've got, you know, we went from there. Right now, we're at 98%. That's the average. When we had it on a median a minute ago, it stayed the same from June to July at 100%. So even though, and you know, in May of this year, even though, you know, we've talked about interest rates taking buyers out of the market and things being less competitive over the last couple of months, several months, we're still looking at a median percent of sale price being over 100%, and right now it's at 100% even for 2 months in a row. So if you know when you're in a buyer's market, that's typically not the case. When sellers are having to chase the market, you're seeing a lot more. You know, the median percent of original list prices, you know, 90, 92, 93%. So let's go back actually. What's the max? I can go back to 2000. Yeah, see 2012, 2010, 11, 12 when we were in this buyer's market time. Look at this. At one point it got down as low as 89. The median was 89.9%. I'm sorry, 89.6% of list price. So that's, you know, sellers trying to price it so that it'll sell and having to chase the market downward basically. But that was the bottom of it. And even let's see where we got up to where it was median 100. Yeah. Right in here in well, wasn't even there in 2020. And so we're still at that point now. It took 2020 was where we finally got up to that, and we're still at that point now. So, you know, that is one that we don't often look at as we don't often look at the you know, what's the percent of list price to be able to tell people like what to expect when they go out into the market as far as what you can expect to be able to, you know, offer on a property. Because you know, as the market shifts, you know, last year from a buying agent perspective, you know, on any property that any buyer was offering on, the talk that I would have to have with that buyer about making an offer was pretty straightforward. It was, if you want it, make your best offer right up front. If you want to buy the house, make your best offer, because guaranteed, you know, I'm going to talk to the agent. They're going to have offers on it. Make your best offer up front. As the market shifts, that conversation is going to shift a little bit based on if there are, you know, offers on the property already. But as we see here now, buyers in this market right now still should expect that the homes that they're looking at are probably going to go for around the list price or 100% of list price on average.
Sure.
That's where it's going to be.
For sure.
So that's all I got. And that's all I have for the numbers right now. You know, anybody who, like I said, anybody who came to the group with us to see us speak on Tuesday, if you have any questions about any of this stuff or anybody else, leave us a comment here. You can also comment on the post once I have it up on Facebook and YouTube. And we're happy to answer any questions about what's going on with this stuff. And I think, you know, what you and I like enjoy about this is part of it just speculating about, you know, on these.
Yeah, I know.
Parts, right? It's like
we're like amateur economists over here.
Yeah. But I mean,
we might as well be weathermen.
Yeah. But you know, what we can look at on here is go back and look at the historical data on this sheet and that goes back in this chart, look at the historical data to tell us, kind of give us an estimation of what might happen in the future, though we're in a market now that we've never been in before.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I was on a coaching call yesterday and, just with other people. There's a mortgage coaching group that I'm a part of. And, there's definitely seasoned people who have been in the mortgage space, 20, 30 years in this group. And like, they haven't seen anything like this on what they're going through and what they've seen, and just the spike of interest rates so fast and just the volatility in the market. It has definitely caught everybody off guard, but
yeah.
it's just part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're watching it. I mean, that's the reason why we do this show every Thursday, is so that we can, keep everybody up to date on what is exactly going on. Like, that's why we show the numbers. That's why we show those charts, is this is exactly what's happening right now. So, if this number that we show, let me go back to this number that we pull up right here, months of supply. This is the best indicator right here of where the market is, and we're still there. So if supply is low, demand is high. And if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy right now, there's still, even though there are fewer buyers in the market right now, there's still not a whole lot of options out there for properties if you're looking for something. But that's all I got for today, man.
No, that was great. I really thought the monthly supply was going to be higher than 2.1.
Yeah, I know. I did too. I mean, I think we're going to see it creep back up. I thought it was going to happen a lot faster than that, but
I guess with the number of listings down, that makes sense.
yeah. Yep, it does. I've got several.
What was the number? What was the number in listings? What was the difference between July and August in listings?
New listings dropped off again. So from July to August, it went down by about 1,000, 12,000 to about 11,000.
Okay, all right. So nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
Still 1,000 homes.
Yeah, for sure. And I have a few right now that I have about 4 or 5 listings right now, sellers that have been getting ready to sell, all summer. A couple of them are investor listings that they've just been working on a timeline trying to get it ready. So I have at least 4 getting ready to go. So I think we'll probably see that happening, even though it's not like prime listing season. I think we'll definitely see some more listings coming up here in the fall. So
love it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, and happy belated birthday.
Appreciate you, buddy. Have a good day.
All right, man. You too. Talk to you soon.
See you, man.